What if I told you that the secret to ending leg pain, swelling, and chronic fatigue isn't hidden in an expensive pharmacy, but right inside your own kitchen? It might sound hard to believe, but this remedy has been known for over 1,000 years. Today, we're dusting off a forgotten page from the canon of medicine, written by the legendary physician Avicenna. We're going to talk about one simple, humble vegetable that can completely transform your health and bring that feeling of lightness back to your legs. Stick with me until the very end of this video, and I'll show you exactly what this miracle vegetable is and how to use it to see incredible results in just 7 days. You'll be shocked that such a powerful and accessible remedy is almost never talked about today. But before we get to the how, let's take a quick trip back in time. Who was Avicenna, also known as Ibn Sina? He wasn't just a name in a history book. He was a titan of medicine, and perhaps the greatest physician of the Middle Ages. For 5 centuries, his masterpiece, the Canon of Medicine, was the primary medical textbook in universities across Europe. Avicenna's approach was unique because he viewed the human body as a single, interconnected system. He believed in treating the root cause, not just the symptoms. In his time, there were no synthetic drugs. Nature was the only pharmacy. Avicenna had an extraordinary gift for finding healing power in the most ordinary plants and vegetables. Back then, leg issues were a constant struggle due to heavy physical labor and long journeys on foot. He needed solutions that were effective, affordable, and available to everyone. Today, we are bringing one of those powerful ancient secrets back to life. And now, drumroll, please. What is this mysterious vegetable mentioned in Avicenna's ancient texts that has the power to save your legs? It's the humble beet. Yes, the very same one you probably have in your kitchen right now. I know what you're thinking. Beets? Is there really anything special about them? We've grown so used to seeing them as a simple, everyday ingredient that we've completely overlooked their hidden potential. And that's our biggest mistake. We've forgotten how to see food as medicine. Avicenna, however, saw things differently. He praised the beet for its ability to cleanse the vessels and flush out excess water from the body. He believed its deep, blood-red color was a natural sign of its powerful connection to our circulatory system. Today, modern science has proven those ancient insights to be exactly right. So let's take a look at the magic, or more accurately, the biochemistry, hidden inside this remarkable root. To truly appreciate the magnitude of Avicenna's work, we have to look at his masterpiece, the Canon of Medicine. It's far more than just a list of remedies. It's an entire philosophy. Avicenna categorized every food and plant by its temperament, whether it was hot, cold, moist, or dry. He believed that illness was simply the result of these elements falling out of balance within the body. He viewed the beetroot as having a balanced, cleansing nature, writing that its juice could clear blockages in both the liver and the vascular system. Think about that. Over 1,000 years ago, without microscopes or modern labs, he intuitively grasped the processes we now call detoxification and improved circulation. He didn't just tell people to eat beets. He provided detailed instructions on how to prepare them, what to pair them with, and exactly when they would be most effective, or when they should be used sparingly. This holistic approach is the key to why his methods worked then, and why they still resonate today. Fast forward from ancient history to the present day, and let's see what modern science has to say. What exactly makes the humble beetroot so special? First, there's beta-cyanin, the unique pigment that gives it that deep, vibrant color. It's a powerhouse antioxidant. Think of it this way. Inside your blood vessels, microscopic fires are constantly burning. These are oxidative processes that damage vessel walls, making them brittle and inflamed. Beta-cyanin acts like an elite fire crew, rushing in to extinguish those hot spots and protecting your veins and arteries. Second, beets are the undisputed champions of natural nitrates. But don't confuse these with harmful food preservatives. In your body, these natural nitrates are converted into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a miracle molecule that signals your blood vessels to relax and dilate. And when it comes to the health of your legs, this is a total game changer. Let's bridge the gap between biochemistry and how we actually feel. Think about that heavy sensation in your legs, the swelling, or those visible varicose veins. In essence, it's a distress signal from your circulatory system. Blood is pooling, your veins are overworked, and the internal pressure is climbing. This is exactly where the natural nitrates in beets step in. Once they convert into nitric oxide, they signal the smooth muscles in your vessel walls to relax. The vessels dilate, and blood begins to flow freely again. Imagine a kinked garden hose where the water can barely trickle through. The moment you release that kink, the flow is instantly restored. That's exactly what happens inside your legs. As circulation improves and the pressure on your vein walls drops, the stagnation clears. The heaviness vanishes, the swelling goes down, and your veins can finally do their job with ease. It's a simple, elegant solution provided by nature itself. Let's talk about the hidden enemy of your leg health: chronic inflammation. We usually think of inflammation as something sudden, like a cut or a bruise. But inside your body, especially within your blood vessels, a slow, low-grade, inflammatory process can quietly simmer. This silent process weakens your veins, making them lose their tone and elasticity, which is one of the primary triggers for varicose veins. This is where beetroot comes to the rescue. It's packed with a powerful antioxidant called beta-cyanin. Think of beta-cyanin as a natural anti-inflammatory agent. Once it enters your bloodstream, it neutralizes free radicals, the aggressive molecules that keep inflammation going. By making beets a regular part of your diet, you can lower this inflammatory noise. This gives your blood vessels a chance to recover, helping them stay firm, elastic, and strong enough to withstand daily pressure. We've all felt that exhaustion at the end of a long day, when your legs feel like lead, throbbing and heavy, as if they weigh a ton. This is known as heavy leg syndrome, and it's a direct result of poor venous and lymphatic circulation. Throughout the day, gravity causes blood and fluid to pool in your lower limbs. If your veins and vessels aren't working at their best, they struggle to pump everything back up. This is where beets come in, tackling the problem from two angles. First, they boost circulation, helping your veins move blood more efficiently toward the heart. Second, they have a gentle, natural diuretic effect, which we'll dive into more in a moment. Together, this creates a powerful 1-2 punch against heaviness and fatigue. You're not just masking the symptoms, you're helping your body restore its natural drainage processes. That feeling of lightness in your legs isn't a miracle. It's just the natural result of a body back in balance. Water retention is a frustrating problem that can really take a toll on your quality of life. You might notice your shoes feeling too tight or see deep marks from your socks around your ankles. This happens when excess fluid builds up in your tissues. Many people turn to over-the-counter diuretics for help, but these can be quite harsh, often stripping the body of essential minerals like potassium and magnesium. The ancient physician Avicenna recognized the power of beets to naturally flush out fluids, recommending them as a gentle and safe way to reduce swelling. So, what's the secret? Beets are packed with potassium, which acts as the natural counterpart to sodium, while salt, or sodium, causes your body to hold on to water. Potassium helps your system release it. By adding beets to your diet, you restore a healthy mineral balance. Your body stops hoarding water and begins to shed the excess naturally. This process is easy on your heart and kidneys, allowing the swelling to fade away gradually, safely, and effectively. Let's debunk a widespread and pretty harmful myth right now. A lot of people are afraid to eat beets, claiming they're full of sugar, that's unhealthy. But that's a major misconception, and it's stopping people from enjoying a nutritional powerhouse. Yes, beets have a sweet taste, and they do contain sugar. But there's a world of difference between natural sugar, which comes packaged with fiber, vitamins, and minerals, and refined white sugar, which is nothing but empty calories. The fiber in beets actually slows down sugar absorption, preventing those sharp spikes in glucose and insulin. To put it into perspective, the glycemic index of boiled beets is around 65, which is considered moderate. For raw beets, it's even lower, only 30. So, in moderation, beets aren't just harmless. They're incredibly good for you. Fearing the sugar in a beet is like fearing the water in a watermelon. It all comes down to context and portion size. Now let's move from theory to practice. So, how can we actually tap into this healing power? The quickest and most effective way to get these nutrients into your system is through fresh beet juice. It's a true powerhouse of health. But remember, be careful, because it's incredibly potent. You should start with small amounts, around 50 milliliters a day, which is roughly 3 tablespoons. Pure beet juice can be a bit harsh on the stomach, so it's best to dilute it. Try mixing it with carrot, apple, or cucumber juice in a ratio of 1:3, or even 1:4. That's 1 part beet juice to 3 or 4 parts of your other juice. It's best to drink this in the morning, about 20 to 30 minutes before your meal. This ensures maximum nutrient absorption, and don't be alarmed if your urine or stool takes on a reddish tint. It's a perfectly normal reaction to the natural pigments in the beets. While beets offer incredible health benefits, it's important to remember that such a potent natural remedy isn't for everyone. To keep things balanced, we need to talk about the precautions. So, who should be careful with beets, especially concentrated beet juice? First, anyone prone to kidney stones. Beets are high in oxalates, which can contribute to the formation of certain types of stones. If you're at risk, it's best to avoid the juice and keep your intake of cooked beets moderate. Second, people with low blood pressure or hypotension. As we've mentioned, beets help dilate blood vessels to lower blood pressure. While this is a huge plus for those with hypertension, it can leave others feeling weak or dizzy. And third, you should be cautious during any flare-ups of digestive issues. The golden rule is simple. Listen to your body, start small, and pay attention to how you feel. Nature heals gently, but it always requires our respect. In his ancient teachings, Avicenna emphasized that healing isn't just about what we consume, but also what we apply to our bodies. He understood that the skin is a powerful organ, fully capable of absorbing vital nutrients. To soothe tired, aching legs, we can prepare a simple healing compress inspired by his wisdom. It's incredibly easy to make. Take 1 medium raw beetroot, wash it thoroughly, and grate it finely, skin and all, until you have a rich, juicy pulp. Lightly squeeze out any excess liquid, making sure the mixture stays moist, and spread it evenly onto a piece of gauze or a clean cotton cloth. Apply this compress directly to your trouble spots: swollen ankles, visible veins, or aching calf muscles. Secure it with a bit of plastic wrap to keep it in place and prevent any mess. Then slip on a warm sock or wrap your leg in a towel. Leave the compress on for 1 to 2 hours to let it work its magic. You might think using a compress sounds like an old-fashioned remedy, but there's actually real science behind it. It's a process called transdermal absorption. Our skin isn't a solid, impenetrable barrier. It has pores that allow certain small molecules to pass through. While this method isn't as fast as drinking the juice, it offers a unique advantage: targeted delivery. The antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and minerals found in beetroot juice penetrate the skin to work exactly where they're needed most. This helps reduce swelling, soothe surface-level vein inflammation, and boost local circulation. It's the perfect companion to drinking the juice, an outside-in approach that supports the work happening from the inside out. Why do we focus on seeing results in just 1 week? It's because the key to success lies in synergy, the way 2 methods work together to amplify one another. Think of it as tackling the issue from 2 different angles. On one hand, you have the diluted beetroot juice. This works systemically, from the inside out. It helps dilate your blood vessels, improves blood quality, and flushes out inflammation and excess fluid. This is your strategic strike against the root cause of the problem. On the other hand, you're applying a nightly compress to the most painful and swollen areas. This is your tactical, localized approach. The compress provides immediate relief, quickly easing the pain, heaviness, and swelling right where you need it most. By combining these 2 methods, you create a powerful cumulative effect. Your body receives support both internally and externally. That's exactly why, after just 7 days of this dual-action routine, most people notice a dramatic improvement in how they feel. Let's be realistic. What should you actually expect during the first week? Don't look for miracles in those first 3 days. Your body is just beginning to recalibrate. You might notice a slight boost in energy. That's the result of improved circulation and better oxygen flow to your tissues. You may also find that morning stiffness starts to fade. In the evenings, the compresses will provide a soothing, cooling relief, helping you drift off to sleep more easily. The most important thing at this stage is consistency. Don't skip a single day. Your body needs time to build up those nutrients from the beets. Think of it like filling a swimming pool with a garden hose. At first, the water level barely seems to move, but if you don't turn it off, the results are inevitable. Listen to your body and don't rush the process. Healing has already begun, even if you can't see it quite yet. The second half of the week, from day 4 to day 7, is usually when the real transformation happens. This is where you'll start seeing that wow factor. You'll wake up and notice that the swelling around your ankles has significantly gone down, or maybe even vanished entirely. Those favorite shoes that used to feel tight and uncomfortable by the end of the day. Now they fit perfectly all day long. That dull ache and throbbing in your calves after work will start to fade, and you'll find you can stay on your feet much longer without that heavy, leaden feeling. You might even notice those spider veins becoming less visible. Now, this doesn't mean varicose veins have completely disappeared overnight, but it does mean you've taken the unnecessary pressure off your veins, reduced the inflammation, and allowed your body to start returning to its natural state. This first victory is incredibly motivating. It's proof that you're on the right track. Feeling light on your feet is about to become your new reality. The beauty of this method is that while you're healing your legs, you're revitalizing your entire body. Avicenna was right to call beets a master cleanser for the liver. The betaine found in beets helps liver cells regenerate, allowing them to perform their main job, detoxification, much more effectively. And a healthy liver is the foundation for clean blood and lasting energy. The boost in circulation from nitric oxide isn't just great for your legs. It supports your heart and brain, too. It's no wonder so many athletes drink beetroot juice to boost their stamina. Plus, the antioxidants in beets help slow down the aging process, leaving your skin looking fresher and more radiant. Essentially, you're starting a chain reaction of health. By treating one specific issue, you're actually strengthening and rejuvenating your entire system. To get the maximum health benefits, you need to start with high-quality ingredients. Keep in mind that not all beets are created equal. When you're shopping at the market, look for small to medium-sized roots, no more than 4 inches in diameter. These are generally sweeter, more tender, and less fibrous. Large, overgrown beets tend to be woody and less juicy. The skin should be smooth and thin, without any cracks, spots, or signs of wilting. Look for a deep, rich crimson color. If you find beets with the leaves still attached, that's an excellent sign. Fresh, firm greens mean the beet was recently harvested. By the way, those beet greens are incredibly nutritious and great for eating, too. Before using them, give the roots a thorough scrub with a brush. You don't necessarily need to peel them, especially if they're organic, as many of the most valuable nutrients are found right under the skin. So, you've picked out the perfect beets. Now your goal is to keep their nutritional power intact for as long as possible. Here's how to store this natural superfood the right way. If your beets still have the greens attached, the first thing you should do is trim them off. Be sure to leave about 1 inch of the stems. If you leave the leaves on, they will draw the moisture and nutrients right out of the root, causing it to become soft and shriveled. Beets thrive in a cool, dark, and slightly humid environment. While a cellar or basement is ideal, the vegetable crisper drawer in your refrigerator is the best option for city living. To keep them from drying out, place the beets in a perforated plastic bag or wrap each one individually in paper. Stored this way, they can stay fresh and nutrient-dense for several weeks. One final tip: keep your beets away from apples. Apples release ethylene gas, which can cause your vegetables to spoil much faster. There's one incredibly common mistake that can strip beets of almost all their health benefits: boiling them for too long. Many people cook beets for an hour or more until they're completely soft. While that might be fine for texture, from a health standpoint, it's a huge mistake. You see, many of the nutrients in beets, especially vitamin C and those all-important natural nitrates, are highly sensitive to heat. When they're subjected to long cooking times, these beneficial compounds simply break down. You're left with a vegetable that tastes good but is nutritionally empty. So, what's the better way? To get the most out of your beets, try eating them raw, either grated in a salad or as a fresh juice. If you do prefer them cooked, stick to gentler methods. Roasting beets in foil or steaming them are your best options. It takes about the same amount of time as boiling, but it keeps all those vital nutrients right where they belong. To wrap up our main discussion, I'd like to touch on an aspect that's often overlooked, yet incredibly powerful. When you start using these simple, natural methods, something shifts. And it's about much more than just physical healing. You're reclaiming control over your own health. You stop being a passive consumer of pills and start becoming an active participant in your own recovery. Realizing that a solution can be found in a basic vegetable, something that costs next to nothing, is incredibly empowering. It changes your entire perspective. You begin to trust yourself again, listening to your body and the wisdom of nature. Of course, this path requires a little more effort than just swallowing a pill, but the sense of satisfaction it brings is on a completely different level. In the end, you're not just healing your legs, you're changing your outlook on life. You're becoming more mindful and taking real responsibility for your well-being. And honestly, that might just be the most valuable result of all. So let's wrap things up. Today we've revisited the ancient wisdom of Avicenna, and as we've seen, his teachings are more relevant today than ever. The real eye-opener here is that the humble, affordable beetroot we see every day is actually a powerhouse for leg health. This isn't magic, it's pure science. Thanks to its unique compounds, beets help dilate blood vessels, boost circulation, fight chronic inflammation, and flush out excess fluid. It tackles the root causes of pain, heaviness, and swelling. We've covered two simple but highly effective methods: drinking the juice and applying healing compresses. Using them together can show visible results in as little as 1 week. This is the kind of knowledge that puts your health back in your hands. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I hope you found this both interesting and truly helpful. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more forgotten health secrets, and please give this video a thumbs up. Now I have a question for you. Do you believe in the healing power of everyday foods? Or maybe you have a go-to family remedy for leg health? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Stay healthy.